and welcome to Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery's review of the most notable new products of the month. I'm Jenny Spinner, Chief Editor.
And I'm Liz Parker, Senior Editor.
And if you haven't watched any of these videos before, you should stop and watch the January and February ones. They're great. But basically, this is a review of the products that Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery has covered, and not necessarily the ones that we think are the most yummy, the ones that we as consumers would be more likely to buy. It's ones that we think are notable because they might have a really good chance of fitting into a current trend. Consumers would rush out and get these. These products would really resonate with consumers for whatever reason. Things like that. So yeah, we've got a couple of interesting ones to talk to you about. Liz, why don't you get us started?
Sure. The first one we're going to start with is Pringles. They're doing a March Madness stash cans, so mustache cans. And obviously their mascot is the guy with the mustache. And what I liked about this one is that you think like, oh, it's going to be like centered towards men or something, but they kind of included women as well. It said something like calling all stash sisters and stash misters, and they were asking consumers to, I think, take pictures of their best mustaches, and it can be like a fake, one that you just press on mustache, and submit it for a contest, kind of as a promotion for the cans. So I thought that was really interesting how they did that.
That is fun. I actually had a mustache themed birthday party once, and not as a child, as a grown woman. And it was basically just, I had coloring books with mustaches in them, and of course fake mustaches to hand out to people. And not just the people in my group got into it. And eventually everybody in the tavern was wearing mustaches. So that seems like a really good idea for Pringles to harness that signature aspect of their brand to get engagement, have a little fun with it. My first product is Milk Bar has partnered with General Mills to come out with break and bake cookies. Milk Bar is a famous premium bakery chain. Christine Tozy is famous for crack pie. If you haven't had it, and you're lucky enough to have one of our locations near you, go get it, because it is as addictive as the name would imply. But she is known for having fresh, handcrafted, like I said, premium things. And she has had some prepackaged crumb cake cookies and other items available at Target and other stores. This is interesting because you take the cookie dough, you bake it at home, and then you have fresh baked cookies. Just the idea is that they would be as fresh as they would be as if you would just purchase them from one of the retail locations. So I think that's a really interesting, and the fact that she's partnering with somebody as high profile as that producer, I'm definitely interested in trying these once they're available in my location.
I have seen like the Milk Bar prepackaged cookies before, but I can't say I've seen the break and bake. So this is definitely new for them.
Yes.
So next up we have Brazzi Bites. If you're familiar with the brand, they usually do like gluten-free little, I think they're called like pan de queijo kind of. And I'm probably mispronouncing that. but like little bites. If you go to Fogo de Chao, they actually have those too, the little bites. But what's interesting about these is they're releasing them in everything flavor. And I feel like that's really popular nowadays, because one of our other products this month, Ritz, they actually included like an everything flavor cracker. So it'll be interesting. Like, I personally am not, as a consumer, am not a huge fan of like everything flavor, just because it's a lot of flavors, but I know a lot of people are. So it should be pretty interesting, especially for people who eat gluten-free. They're usually a good choice.
Yeah, I'm a fan of those, the Brazilian cheese bites, that I'm not going to be as brave as you and attempt to pronounce. My apologies to any Brazilians listening right now, but I am with them and Ritz on the everything seasoning. I have at least 3 iterations of everything sprinkle seasoning, because I'm a huge fan. I have been known to take everything seasoning and put it on an everything bagel. That's how much of a fan I am. And I'm not alone, because if you go to Aldi or Trader Joe's, its sister store, they have seasonings in like traditional everything, jalapeno. I believe Asiago cheese is the one that I put on my baked asparagus last night. So it'll be interesting to see if people who are as big a fans of that seasoning blend as me go to the freezer aisle and grab these Brazzi bites.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next one, it's my turn. Yay. Eat to heal bars. In the past, I have written about the clinical trial and drug development space, and I've got I'm still connected with a couple of people who were cancer patients and cancer advocates. And nutrition is a thing that not a lot of people think of when they think of cancer recovery. They think of chemo, but feeding yourself healthy stuff is important. So it's interesting to see a bar that is targeted towards cancer patients who, of their own volition or on the doctor's instruction, are getting, serious about feeding themselves healthy stuff to help in the healing process. So yeah, we have a lot of us have that kind of person who could maybe use this product in their lives. So it'll be interesting to see if this resonates with those consumers.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting concept for sure. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have Burger King coming out with spicy chicken fries, and I love chicken fries. Like, I remember in middle school I would specifically order them like when they had them in the cafeteria, and I'm not sure if I've had Burger King's fries, but I'm sure for those who love the fries and who like spicy foods, which is pretty popular nowadays, they will try out these new spicy chicken fries.
Yeah, I'm a fan of things spicy, but I am like you in that I haven't had Burger King's chicken fries. They're dippable, and I think they might be more car friendly than your traditional nuggets for
Right.
dipping, perhaps. I had a friend who works in the food service space that said the reason why some types of foods are less likely to, there's not a lot of Chinese, Asian food, fast food. There's quick service like Panda Express, but a food isn't going to take off and be as omnipresent in terms of, chain locations like McDonald's and Burger King unless it's car friendly. And this definitely would be. So I'll keep an eye on that one. And then I would like to talk about, so this is a little bit personal for me because I'm trying to cut down on sugar for one, weight management, and two, diabetes. Recent diabetic diagnosis. But it boggles me why there's so many people who are interested in losing weight or managing diabetes, which numbers are taking off in the population. Why isn't there more zero sugar, no sugar added stuff in snacks and bakery? There's plenty of sodas with zero sugar, no sugar diet. But cookies, one of the things that people who are, managing their weight or managing diabetes, cookies. Voortman's has a line that I'm a fan of. These interest me because they're mini, tiny, cute little wafers that fit in with the mini trend that we're seeing a lot of lately. So I don't know if the slight uptick recently in sugar-free or zero sugar snackables is going to continue increasing. I sure hope it does.
I've been seeing that a lot in the candy space as well. Like just off the top of my head, Smart Sweets does a lot of like low sugar or zero sugar added. And it's very good too. Like they sent me some of their caramels and they were pretty good. So that should be interesting to watch. In more frozen food, unhealthy foods, Budweiser, the Budweiser brand is releasing brew pub appetizers that consumers can find in the frozen section. And what I found really interesting about this is that it's actually produced by Rich Products, aka like the Farm Rich brand. So they already have their own brand of, like cheese curds and mozzarella sticks and I think stuffed mushrooms and things like that. So because they're putting the Budweiser brand on this, I'm guessing they're hoping that like fans will see it and be like, oh, what's this? Like, let's try this out, regardless of whether they've tried the Farm Rich brand. And I love cheese curds, so I would be interested in trying that out.
I am also a fan of cheese curds. It's difficult to get that brew pub taste and texture on mozzarella sticks and curds. Farm Rich, though, I think if I can editorialize for a second, I think they do a little bit better job getting that right.
Yeah.
So as somebody who knows, what's behind the Budweiser brand, I'd be interested in trying it. And the beer branding is interesting because beer is fun. People associate beer with fun, and the brew pub aspect. You get a little bit of that, out there hanging out with your friends experience,
But like
associated
at
with
home.
that. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all ready to get out and have fun out in public. Some a little bit less than others, but this could be like a little bit of that pub fun experience at home, I guess.
It'll be interesting to try it because I've found there's not a lot of brands that do like you said, Farm Rich, they do mozzarella sticks really well. I've had their mozzarella sticks recently, and I think the cheese curds. But usually when I want cheese curds, I'll go out or get delivery or something. So should be interesting. Do you want to bring up our next product? We both chose this one.
Yeah, so Sheila G, I remember encountering the brand, and I believe Sheila herself at Sweets and Snacks years ago. And it's so long ago, it might have been before Sweets and Snacks was Sweets and Snacks at All Candy Expo. And it just struck me as a really interesting experience. And for people that don't know the story of the brand, it's the short version is in a bakery production environment, people who are making brownies, there's always that little bit of spillover, that bit that hangs over the edge of the pan that's like crispy and chocolatey. And she learned that the same that other people in the field, the people in the line would break off that crunchy bit and sneak it in their mouth. And she turned that into a happy accident product. And so it's been interesting to see the growth of the brand, the expansion of the number of things. But the peanut butter and chocolate aspect, I'm a fan of peanut butter and chocolate. So it'll be interesting to see if this is another co-branding thing that resonates with consumers.
I think they sent me this before, but not the gluten-free version since that's newer and it was really good. But I'm a huge fan of brownie pearls, so like I can't keep it in my house because it'll be gone in like a day. Although I think I still have some in my pantry right now. But I've also tried the gluten-free ones, just like the basic chocolate, and it was really good. Like it didn't taste gluten-free; it tasted the same to me. So
yeah, that's an interesting evolution because gluten-free products, to even like 5-10 years ago, definitely were not appealing. And the people that were buying these were mostly people who really truly were diagnosed as celiac because they had to eat gluten-free. And now people are looking to just cut out gluten because there's some question as to whether or not it's gluten is a thing that we all want to eat mass quantities of. I sort of do. But yeah, the quality of products, and it'd be interesting to see if the quality of this is not a pitch, Sheila, for me you to send me samples. I'm just curious. I might go pick it out myself, but yeah.
Speaking of gluten-free, our next product is also gluten-free. It's Milton's Craft Baker's cauliflower crust chicken pizza. So they sent me samples of these, and so did cauliflower, by the way. So I had like a stack of pizzas, which is not a bad problem to have, but that's what I've been eating for lunch for like the entire week. So this one was interesting because it's more of a so like with most of the cauliflower pizzas, they've been just like a basic flavor. Like the ones I've seen have been like margarita or veggie or like one flavor, but this was like kind of a mix. It was like grilled chicken, like a red pepper sauce, which ended up being a little spicy, which was interesting. But the crust I found was really good. It like crisped up really nicely. And honestly, I really like cauliflower crust. It tastes just slightly different than a regular crust. It's nice and thin, things like that. And then Milton's is also known. They also have gluten-free crackers. They sent me a few of those, and I believe they have a couple different varieties of the pizza. So this is their newest variety.
Yeah, I'm a fan of cauliflower crust pizza, and I think you are right that the more that the people who are putting their stuff on cauliflower crust, it's not, you don't have to just stick to the mainstays like margarita, just cheese. Have a little bit of fun with it. And then consumers who are not just eating gluten-free might be more tempted to try at the store.
Yep.
This next one, the concept is what got me to add this to my list. Sound ultrasonic energy bars. They are made with ultrasonic energy. Is that a value added thing? Does it make the bars taste loud? I don't know. The branding is really fun, I think. High energy branding. Although the if you look at the packaging, there should be a picture up on the screen right now. It's really simple. It's just at this point, silver, little treble clef on it. I think there's two kinds of packaging that me as a consumer I'm likely to grab. Things that are really loud and colorful and things that are simple. RX bars is a good example. It's really straightforward and it's really just like everything's right out in front, two colors. There you go. I think the simple treatment of this packaging would probably grab me if I'm looking to choose a bar from either a grab and go section or the energy bar section of a retailer.
Yeah, these looked really interesting. I've seen a few people doing this in the candy space actually, but I've never tried them. So I'd be curious what the experience is like. Like the only thing I can think of, and this is not probably the same thing, is like Pop Rocks, where like you put them in your mouth, you're like, okay, it's just candy, and then like your ears start like doing funny things basically. So I'd be really curious like what they end up tasting like.
Mm-hmm.
What the experience is like. So the last product we have is actually two products in the same brand. So Mod Pizza, which most people know, it's like a fast casual pizza place. You can get your pizza, put as many toppings as you want on it. They had two new products out, and I'll start with the first one, which is a savory product. It's their pocket pies. So to me it kind of looks like a calzone. I think it's slightly different, but it's basically their pizza and like pie form, like pocket pie form. So to me that's interesting because there's a few of these like fast casual places near me. There's like Blaze, Mod. We used to have more too. We used to have like 1,000 Degrees and stuff like that, and I don't know of any of them doing pocket pies. And I'm on their email list, and I saw they sent out a deal. It was like $9.99. We'll get you a pocket pie and a drink, which doesn't seem too bad. So they're kind of hyping that up, trying to get people to purchase it.
Yeah, I tend to not go to those places very much. Being a Chicagoan, I'm particular about pizza. I do when I'm shopping, and here's a Blaze, here's a Mod, here's a however many degrees that 1,800, I can't remember, but yeah, one thing that I do pay attention to is desserts. So a lot of chains, when you go out, Subway figured this out a long time ago. If you've got an oven that you're baking your bread in or you're toasting the sandwiches in, why not have fresh toasted, appealing cookies? I'm a fan of key lime though. So key lime cake, pie, anything like that, that would be what grabs me. Definitely not the sad little like saran wrapped brownies that are at the counter of a lot of sandwich places. The freshness of this cake and other desserts at these ready bake quick bake pizza places, that appeals to me. So I'm a dessert girl. Give me something good.
Right. So you buried the lead there, but Mod also is releasing the cakes, the key lime no name cakes. So that's what Jenny's talking about. So Mod is very well known for its no name cakes. Like it's basically like a Hostess type cake, but they can't say that. So it's a no name cake. And I actually tried their my birthday's in January, and I tend to run around and get all the freebies. So I tried their no name like peppermint cake, and it was good. I like the original better in January. So now they have this key lime cake. Key lime is like one of like two desserts I don't like. The other one being bread pudding. Like I'll eat all desserts except those two. I'm kind of like, eh. But in like a small little like snack cake, I would try it because it could be good.
Yeah, I am just putting that out there. I will eat all of your key lime cake or your bread pudding. I'm a huge fan of both. Um, I think we are just about out of time. I was just gonna say, if we'd like to talk about your new product. If you've got a new snack or bakery product that you'd like to share, please email me at spinnerj@dnpmedia.com. You can email Liz too. Liz, what's your email address?
My email is parkere@bnpemail.com. So yes, either one will work. And thanks for tuning in today.
Thank you. Thank you. We will see you again next month.